No, because team. Hey, hey. Um, so as always, I do that little caveat of, hey, I think I know what I'm doing up here, but maybe not. Um, so on the agenda, I didn't have anything new. I have not done any new upcoming events at all. And I feel like I have just not been as active maybe in finding those things. So if you have events that you feel need to get on our upcoming events, please let me know. I do want to point out that last week there was a very smaller than this group here. So and Carl Newman was here. So we offered another time for him. So he will be back next week also. He did speak, but I don't even think we had 10 people here. So I did not feel that was, it's not the word appropriate, but I didn't feel like that was a good showing for him. So he will be back next week. So I have Focus Make the Bus Work for Us training as a possible update. And this is how I get these possible updates. I look at what happened over the last week from our one-time events, and I go, oh, that event happened. Do they want to talk about that? That's my system. It's up to you if you want to talk or not. You don't have to do it right now. Okay. And anything else you want to share?
Hello, everybody. Hello, virtual land. I'm Ruby Miller. I'm an organizer with We the People Action Fund, and I use she, her pronouns. And my team hosted a action as part of our Make the Bus Work for Us campaign to secure more funding for MARC training in this county, and little group, and we ended up kind of running out of time and splitting it into one group was brainstorming around an action that we have coming up on August 3rd, which is the day before the primary election. The Marchand Millage is on the ballot on August 4th, and we're hoping it goes through. And we are also trying to get some money from the county reserve funds to help fund a website update so that the services they offer are more accessible and so that that website is compliant with ADA requirements. And let's see, next Tuesday we were planning on, here as part of the Yoopers Unite thing during the breakout session, having a little art build prep time for that, where we're going to be making some signs and some stencils to chalk the sidewalks for a little parade route ahead of time. I should have let Donovan talk about this. It's his idea. Do you want to? Okay. Yeah, our plan is to meet up and have a little parade together because of the metaphor of moving together to the county commissioners meeting to share our experience of how public transit is really connected to so many things that folks care about and need in our county, like affordable housing and food security and access to medical care, and also participation in lovely community events. And in addition to doing things that are environmentally friendly as a big group, using our collective power to make decisions that will protect the earth moving forward as well. So, next week we'll be doing some prep build here, and then on the 3rd, that's when the action will take place. So, that was what that was about. The action on August 3rd is we will be meeting up at a location that will be quickly determined by the folks planning this action. We will be meeting up and doing a parade together from that location over to the county commissioners meeting, where we will be in my car. Yeah. Yeah, yep, walking in together. Yep, walking in together with signs, and there's some chants in the mix. We're going to be planning to chalk the parade route ahead of time. So we got some planning to do, and there's room to help out with the planning too, if anybody has ideas. And then we'll be giving public comment, and I'm really hoping to have an item on the agenda around funding or around the resolution. Timeline's kind of tight, but that's what we're hoping for. Either way, it'll be a nice bump on the eve of the election, especially with the bus millage on that ballot. And I ran out of flyers for the millage. We handed them all out. So that's happening, but I actually have like another thing to announce tonight, because as the timeline on our bus funding campaign is continuing towards this little crescendo, election defense and election engagement is ramping up. And on Thursday evening, We the People is hosting an election defense meeting. And people can reach out to me if they would like to be included in that. Like, we know that Trump has been signaling for a long time that there's a lot of efforts to prevent people from voting, from exercising their right to vote, and also he's been pretty open about plans to disrupt the election process. We've seen it before. I don't know that anybody in this room or watching this is confused that we are currently setting up for 2028. Like, that's what we're doing. 2026 election is going to lay the groundwork moving forward to 2028. Like, the time is right now. So we kind of need all hands on deck for election defense work. So please reach out to me, or also Zeke, Donovan, Caitlin, well, Martha, I can send you one. There's a few people in the room that have access to this link already because they're on our email list, or they've been involved in some way, you know. So, yeah, election defense time. Starts early.
What time is it again?
The election defense meeting is on Zoom, and it's at 6:30 on Thursday evening.
Next up, did anyone go to how the Supreme Court works? It was through the Senior Center. Do you want to share? No? Okay. I'll find out and then I'll report later. Did anyone get to see Dr. Barb McQuaid? I did see that there were numerous people turned away because the venue was not large enough. Did anyone go? I know Deb White went, and she was the one that said that numerous people were turned away, which is a bummer. I was really hoping that they were going to have I knew it was like through the library, but I was hoping the library would realize that they were going to have a large crew and maybe have it somewhere else, but I'm not sure how that works. Okay. Anyone know anything about the West Branch Township meeting last week, and data centers were on the agenda? We're pretty sure a moratorium passed, but cannot speak 100%. Okay. You guys are good. Did you go? Do you want to talk? Nothing like walking in the door and being put on woohoo! There she is. She's got all our answers.
I did not go to the West Branch specific board meeting, but I went to the combined West Branch Scandia board meeting, which was on Monday, and then the West Branch one was on Wednesday. And moratorium was not brought up at that meeting, but I stayed after and talked to people, and then just general the feel for things. But Wednesday, West Branch did pass their moratorium. June, do you remember June was coming here? She's now the clerk for West Branch Township, and she really gently prodded them to pass that moratorium. I don't think that the supervisor initially wanted to, but was kind of pressured to, and they did. So now they're going to work on their ordinances. And I just sent her a text with some information on things to look at for ordinances. I'm not sure where they're at with that. And then I talked to the Sandia folks after, and they really want to pass a moratorium as well. And so that's high on their to-do list. The woman, I think there was more than two, at least three of them that I talked to, and they are, so that's what they're going to be working on as well. So it's all good. I mean, people are really moving on this stuff, so it's great. Yeah, that's what it stands.
Actually, one more thing on that.
Yeah, of course. And if anyone else has anything to share, because that's all I have.
One other thing that I want to bring up regarding data centers, Senate Bill 1018, it's been in committee for a little over a month now. It would be a statewide moratorium on data centers. There have been talk on both sides, both for support and against it, because they are a divisive topic, because interest would tell you that they are a good job opportunity for infrastructure. I would argue that they're missing some pretty big points on that. My point being that it's been in committee for about a month now. Feel free to call our people over at the Michigan State Senate and say, hey, if this comes up, say yes. We wouldn't have to be going district by district, group by group. If this passed on a statewide level, it'd be one thing off of our plate for just blocking it so that we can finally get the information and get the restrictions in place. The other thing is that moratorium that is a pause so that we can put the restrictions in place. We've got moratoriums in a couple different areas now. Now we need to be pushing to get those restrictions in place, get those noise level ordinances in place, get those environmental impact ordinances in place, because now we've got that 1 year timer going. So if you're looking at something, you're saying, hey, we got the moratorium, great. Now make them use that time properly. We were asked if Whitmer stands behind that. There's a lot of information going to that. Short answer, no. Short answer, a lot of moneyed interests, and as well as one group in particular, I'll point out, electrical unions. They support data centers because, as they, like I said, they do represent job opportunities for those groups. In the long run, I don't see that really being helpful to them, but she has advocated for more environmental protection regarding data centers, but she is also pushing to escalate and advance most of those projects.
Hi everybody, Brad Healy with Lake Superior Region Indivisible. Just a few things. I want to call your attention to our latest armchair actions call for, it's kind of an emergency call. This week Congress will hold two separate votes to enact parts of Trump's voter suppression bill, the SAVE Act. They're hoping to sneak it into some legislation. Anyway, there's instructions on how to, who to call, write letters to on this. Go to our website, that's www.lsr-indivisible.org. And there's lots of great information on this website too about elections, election protection, get out the vote. And I want to call your attention to a week from tomorrow, we'll be having our next LSRI all-member meeting. It'll be in the community room at Peter White Library, where we've had most of our meetings. The elections team of LSRI is going to be presenting on their eyes and ears on the election program, how to get signed up for that. What we're hoping is to get somebody in each precinct, at least, who's part of this network of people just keeping their ears to the ground about anything unusual going on or anything that needs attention called to it. So there'll be more information on that, but we're going to be setting up a signal chat network for that, and you can sign up for that. There'll be more information. A lot of people are confused about what the difference between an election challenger, a poll worker, and a poll observer are. We need all of those functions in an election. We're really hoping to get people signed up to become election challengers. And if you're confused about those three different people who work at elections, go to our website, and under elections, you can find information on what those three important jobs are. But we would really love to have election challengers trained. There's a volunteer, not a paid position, but at most of our voting places, it's somebody who can actually interact with the workers at the voting site if there's something out of the ordinary that's happening. Also at that meeting, a week from tomorrow, the 29th, Ashley Perry, who's Indivisible National's Battleground States Coordinator, is going to be zooming in and giving us a presentation on the Neighbor to Neighbor program that Indivisible National is promoting, where you sign up and you get names and phone numbers and addresses of people who are likely leaning towards candidates we like in your neighborhood. And the idea is you reach out to them actually, face to face, in person, and make sure they vote. Talk about voting. It sounds like a real exciting program. We want to get that up and running here too. So that's a week from tomorrow, Wednesday the 29th, at the Peter White Library Community Room.
What time?
That starts at 6. And Tina, was there anything you wanted to add? Okay.
That membership meeting is on the back.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And if you're not getting your LSRI newsletter, talk to me. It's very easy to sign up. Lots of good information in that, and on the website. The website's looking spectacular. Thanks to Zeke and Lydia and all the people who worked really hard putting that together. It's really great.
All I wanted to say is that LSRI, as with most other organizations, is always looking for new input and new interest in new people, new energy. So if you have concerns that you would like to bring to us, or if you just feel like you have a skill that might be helpful, or an idea that we haven't already tapped into, please let us know. We're a small group of people doing our best to, fill the needs of the community, and we would love for the community to be more involved. So don't hesitate to talk to one of us. If you're not a public speaker and you don't feel like you're a leader, you still have gifts and skills that would complement the efforts. So always feel like you're welcome and have value. So that's all I wanted to say. And if somebody wants to sign up to bring snacks next week for the Yoopers Unite meeting, let me know.
Any other? I think that's it. I will say I did reach out. Dr. Dan Arnold was here last week, which reminded me that we haven't really heard from the Rural Health Resource Group. He said that they are very close to getting a grant, which will provide some more services. So I had reached out to them to see if someone can come in and give us an update about what they're planning and where they are, and if there's anything else we can do to support them. Is there anything else that we want, that people that we should have come in, or that you want to learn more about, and we can recruit people to come and speak? Okay, I think that's it. Okay. You're welcome.
One last note, I was doing some quick snooping. Michigan legislators come back on the 29th of July. So that means that they, in theory, should be in their home districts right now, in their home areas. That means that we have until then to really try and get a hold of them. Really try and get to them. Thank you.
I also have the book. I forgot. So I brought this last week. This is the book that Graham had recommended, Leo's First Vote. So I purchased it. It was the one that he recommended that maybe you could buy and donate to a library. He said the second graders really enjoyed it. I have somewhat jokingly said maybe it's a good one to give to adults who then would read it to children and learn themselves. But it's about the importance of each vote. So if you're interested, I did bring it. If you want to read it, I'll have it. Okay. No.
Alrighty.